Today we are on our Self Warrior Talk, and I have the one and only Warrior Original Whitney in the building. Let's go, Whit. Hey,
Hello. Hi, everybody.
I love you, girl. I'm so happy that you chose to come on and tell your story in your way. So remember, no race, no pay. You know what I mean? Nobody race but yours, and we all
Mhm.
shoot for our own pace. So how your day going so far?
I'm having an awesome day. Nice morning.
All right, that's what I'm talking about for the Monday push. And today we're going to always be talking about lifestyle and fitness. So I remember that we were starting the journey like what? Whew, how long you been on a journey, babe?
This is going on a second year.
Yes. Like,
My
and how you
second.
feel about it?
It's interesting, it's like you said, it's a lifestyle. You have to have it in your mindset that this is a lifestyle and it's a transition. You have to want it. Really have to want it.
Girl, tell me about it. I remember my transition in the beginning, and I wanted it so bad that it took
Mhm.
me through different stages and pillars to what I needed to do for me and to add in just fitness. And I thought about it, and I was like, yo, I thought fitness was just I can go do. But it comes with pillars, come with layers to that thing. How you feel about it?
Yeah. It's a journey. I'm starting to love the journey now. But in the beginning, I was just like, oh, I thought the weight was going to stay off, without putting in the work. But you always have to put the work in.
Yeah.
You always got to put that work in. Like you said, it's a lifestyle.
Yes, girl. And I'm so happy that you said that in the beginning versus now. So let's tap on into the beginning. So in the beginning, I remember we used to always talk about these corporate pillars. Remember, I used to just drown these corporate pillars in there: rest, movement, nutrition, stress, and relationships. Out of those five things, what can you say that you had to focus on?
Stress management, because life happens. And
Yo,
you, hmm Life can get real lifey.
real lifey, like with the jabs and the uppercuts on you. Like, girl,
hmm
I'm telling you, stress is a mug. So my thing was, I didn't have just one. I had a
hmm
couple of them, and actually, all five of them was a toggle for me in many different ways. And I took stages on understanding it. So rest, I didn't understand that my sleep was controlling and connected to my digestion system, and
hmm
inflammation happens when we don't get enough rest. So I was like, yo, I'm thinking I'm running off of 4 hours, 6 hours of sleep, busting out mommy duty work, and that I could sleep later on. As long as I'm moving, my body is good. Until I hit the fitness and sleep needed me. Like, and I needed it. Like, my
hmm
body was like, oh, and then trying to go off a less amount of sleep and working out, it pulled on me in a different way to make me feel drained, like I wasn't getting enough or I wasn't eating enough or having enough energy for my day. And I'm like, no, that's not, can't be what it is. And then I looked at stress, and stress was a blocker to my sleep as well. So I was sleeping on odd times of the schedule of the day beforehand, before working out. And then when it was time for me to properly sleep at night, I was up.
hmm
I was up, and it had to do with my stress levels and understanding what was bothering me at what times and how my mind was just rolling and rolling, girl. So, how has fitness helped you with your stress levels?
Oh, it's awesome. It's like my go-to now. That's like, yes, it's like the answer.
Yes, I'm telling you, like for real. So when you work out, do you work out when like you're in a mood, or you're or when you're more saddened? Like how is your stress levels?
All the above.
All these
It's a
girl, tell me.
lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. All of the above. You got to.
Yes. And I found out too during my professional like training and education that stress levels is tied to our hormones. Like us as women, we carry this estrogen that just releases off, and then fitness actually help us control that, package it, and use it with that energy that we're performing in our activities. Even if it's
Yeah.
an everyday or even just the fitness, our estrogen helps feed that. So that's why sometimes when we in our moods and like that mood seem like we cannot calm it down, it's like there and we like, forget it, I'm gonna feed it. Like, you know what I mean? Give it into it.
Mhm.
Like, but then when you give into the exercise, then you come out on the other end, it's like you feel more muscles more lightened, you feel a little bit more energized, you feel like you can breathe and handle it
It's
or
like a
approach.
relief. A
Yes,
relief.
like that
Yeah.
total relief. And it's, I think
Mhm.
that's what our estrogen use. We use that plus the energy. Ooh,
Mhm.
let's talk about it with the energy and foods. So any go-to foods when you're on your high stress levels?
Mm. Yeah, I just go to my water and my workout when I'm
Girl,
stressed.
I used to cheat. I used to cheat on when I'm stressed. Butter pecan. I used to have the tasty cakes, like the peanut butter kind. I love peanut butter. So
Mhm.
anything with peanut butter and it got sugar, I was adding it in until I understood how sugar broke down into my body and it was holding my stubborn fats. And I'm like, oh no. And I call them stubborn fats because they don't be wanting to move. Like they don't be
Mhm.
wanting to move. They be wanting to they be stubbornly there. So those were my go-to when I was in that mood. Oh, butter pecan ice cream.
Mhm.
That's my reward plus that's my weakness. Like I could just go ahead and
Mhm.
eat some ice cream up and overindulge. So that was the things that helped suppress my mood was using food instead of working out. But now stepping on a journey, working out has helped me with my stress levels tremendously. Like I woke up stressed today, like because my body was stressed. Like I wasn't mentally stressed, my body was in stress. Working 32 hours on
Mhm.
top of doing and my physical fitness challenge to my personal, my personal challenge that I wanted to do with my squats and stuff. Girl, the body was stressed. Like, what you think you about to do today? So when your
Mhm.
body get like that, what you think you about to do today? How do you snap out of that mood?
Well, I'm a Christian, so I pray,
Ah, okay. And
and then
that's why I'm
I
glad
will
you said
plan.
that.
I will plan my morning. You
Mm.
know, if plan breakfast, and then I plan my workout. Everything's planned. So if I'm stressed out, I'll just plan something positive to do for that
I,
morning.
and I love that. And I'm glad that you brought in your belief in your faith because a lot of
Mhm.
people don't use that when they
Mhm.
are into a high stress. Like our mind get cloudy and we can't think of what we truly are sourced. You know what I mean? And a lot of
Mhm.
people have different sources. So we don't discriminate on your source, but we want you to use what your source is. And for my girl, that was Christ. That was the
Mhm.
God. For me, that's the
Yep.
God
Yep.
every day. Okay?
Yes.
Like that's the God every day. Intimate fasting and praying was
Mhm.
my first key, starting in the beginning, unlocking my doors. So I
Mhm.
went and prayed. I intercede and fast and didn't know that that was part of unlocking my eating habits to my body, my controlling my portions. And I
Mhm.
when I now that I'm thinking back on it, I'm like, wow, that really like opened that was my first step was my nutrition, food.
Mhm.
Like and tapping
Mhm.
into that interceding for a clear mind. I was in a depression state 4 years ago, losing two of my close family members, grandmother and dad, and then on top of that, not being able to work. Girl, it felt like crash on me. And they were saying I had to get surgery on my foot, fracture my right foot. So I was
Mhm.
like, what? Are y'all serious? Like, too much stuff is happening to my person and to me personally that was spilling over into my reality for me not to show up kind of how I wanted to at 100% for my kids. My job, I couldn't even do that. And I'm like, what else I'm going to do? For 14 years, I did this one thing. So what am I going to actually do now? They're
Mhm.
saying that I may not be able to return back to healthcare, return back to taking care of seniors. And I love the seniors. Now everybody know I love the seniors. Like, and I'm like, what? That's crazy. So intermittent fasting was the first step I took was going to God and asking him to show me a clear way on how I can deal with what's going on in my life right now. And then the first thing was taking back control of my eating, seeing what precisely was I putting into my body. Then I
Mhm.
noticed I was dehydrated in the healthcare field, taking care of other people, providing them with hydration, wasn't providing myself with the same thing. Ooh, them levels was going up. So a lot of self-reflection helped me lower down my stress levels. And just like you said, planning out your day so that way you know what you can control and that you have control over really helps. Girl, so I love that. Well, thank you for dropping them jewels out here for my girls in the
Right.
beginning. Use your faith, like, and make a list. Get organized mentally and physically, and it'll help your reality. So you know I love a fitness. You know I love the fitness.
Mhm.
Yes. So how your fitness stress levels? How have that been? We're introducing different workouts. Let's talk about it. Open up, open up. How is it?
You just gotta push through and have faith that you gonna get the rep done.
Yo,
Cause the seventh rep had me about to faint. I'll just be like, God, get me through it.
yo, you be killing them. And you be killing the rest. That's the thing, is getting through and pushing through them. So how you
Mm.
feel when you at that
I'm
push
so
point?
the push point. I just breathing. I guess I'm working on my breathing,
Yeah,
like being able to hurry up and breathe, so I can get the whatever workout is that I'm doing done.
yeah,
That's where I'm at. I'm at with it,
yeah.
and I feel like I'm doing a good job, but it's just a process, you know.
Yeah. You doing an awesome job, Queen.
Oh,
Period.
thank
Like, yes, an awesome job. Whenever we try to go for what we know and more, that's an awesome job. Like, 'cause you already know your balance on what you can do. And then you
you.
pushing yourself past that limit to do what I wanted to see myself at doing or succeed at doing. Like, girl, that is awesome work. So, which exercise is the most challenging ones? You know, I had to put the hard ones on there that hurt the thighs. Look at my picture. It hurt the thighs.
Even I, that was not too hard now because I've been doing them. But when I
Period.
first started off,
Hmm.
they wasn't too really hard.
They are
What was
not.
hard for me
What?
was them. What was they?
Was it what? Which ones?
The donkey kicks was hard for me,
Yeah.
and the what are they called? You lean all the way back and you twist.
Oh, your Russian twist?
Those two. Those two had me in the
Donkey kicks
chokehold.
and Russian twist? Oh
Yeah.
man, you know I love me a good Russian twist. Oh, I should have
Cause you
said
got to keep your balance and you still got to move.
that.
That's that right with the weight.
Yeah.
Those is you dealing there. I got that granted.
And did
But
you see
these
I opened up for May every Wednesday, Russian twist Wednesday.
keeping your balance with your natural body weight is very challenging. It's
Hmm.
very challenging. And it's something that, is nice because that's what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to be more healthy and active. So,
And you are doing it. You are doing 2 years strong doing it. Okay? Don't play with my girl. Don't play with my girl wet. And I'm glad that you shared that because at first everything is a little challenging and the beginning of learning something new, whether it's physical, mental, even emotionally, starting
mhm.
something new, it can build up that fear in the inside, like, oh, is it going to turn out, or that what if factor. And that's the same connection when we physically actively do something. That mind, the power of the mind, kicks in, and it's like a guard that it puts up before we actually do the activity, that it puts us in a defensive mode, like, okay, if we're going to do it, if we're not going to do it. Sometimes your muscles even pause before you even do the activity, like, what we're going to do, how are we going to do this. I have been at a point where trying different new exercises and my body was like, how? Like, do I go right, left? Do I go this, right? So that is that's uniquely that you said that, because the donkey kicks was challenging for me for the lower part of my abdomen, especially after me
Mhm.
having my three C sections, and push ups. Girl, I couldn't do a push up to
Mhm.
save me, or sit up. Like in the beginning, they was the struggle point. So what I did was I did the cute ones, the girl push
Mhm.
up, ladies push up, women push up for knee cross, went out into a slight plank, and then just worked my upper until I was able to lift my own body weight. Just like you said, it's lifting your own weight. That's be the challenge right there. You don't need no weight until you can lift up your own. And then I
Mhm.
be seeing a lot of girls like they go straight into the weightlifting. I'm like, dang, I personally couldn't do straight weight. I had to get my body and learn my own body weight first before I added on another weight, because I felt like I got tied it up, like my muscles got tight. Like I had pulled muscles at one point, and I was like, "Oh, I'm immaturely starting something that my body is not ready for because I feel capable of doing it, but it does more harm than good." It's like, so
Mhm.
starting slow, building your way up. Did that help you?
Yeah, it helped me. It helped me build strength. It helped me be stronger.
Yeah. to
Yeah.
to introduce some new workouts or new challenging workouts. Is that I love that challenging workout. So you
Mhm.
know who where I'm about to go next. Ah, Kitty time. Girl, the kettlebell in the beginning was like so challenging on my arms. How did you feel with the kettlebell introducing it into your
The
workout?
kettlebell, woo, I liked it there, but when it was time to swing her all around, I was like, "Yeah, what are we really doing?
What are
Like, what
we
are we
doing?
really doing here?" But it was a good sweat, After the first week, I understood the
Yeah.
assignment. But in the beginning, I was just like, "What is she doing here with this?" But it's great. I love her now.
Yes, I knew it's like I'm glad you were so open and honest about that. Like, what is she doing with her? Like, because the kettlebell is not out there like dumbbells. They are not
Mhm.
out there like bench pressing. The kettlebell is really a secret weapon. I've seen it now over the year, past year or two, being more introduced into the fitness than before. Like, and I was like, yo, they finally getting attached to it. With the kettlebell, we can use up to 100 to 600 muscles. And in my beginning of my weight loss journey, personally, understanding that didn't have no muscle structure at all, my goal was to utilize as much muscles that I could use in one exercise or routine, so that way they can get used to being more active and I could keep up with cardio, aerobics, Zumba. Like my legs and stuff was like at a stutter when it came to get moving. Now I could solidly dance in one space. But when you talking about stepping to the front that in like matter of seconds, oh no, I didn't have the quickness with the legs at all. But with the kettlebell, it helped me to work out my legs, because I'm using that, even though I'm using my arms, I'm using my legs, arms, all the connectors. And it helped me with my posture and all different other type of things when swinging her. But girl, at first, it was felt like it was in my rotor cuffs, like the
Oh yeah.
sensitive parts. What was it? I know the
Mhm.
sensitive parts with each swing. So I do know how you feel when you first introduced into the kettlebell, and that's why I brought her in, for the effectiveness of the total body workout and the amount of muscles that we can use within there. Like, and girl, the body fat don't come back with the kitty. The body fat don't come back with the kitty. You could do a lot of non-weight exercises, and you feel like it comes back. But with the Ketty, ain't none of my weight came back. Like not one bit of it came back with me using the kettlebell to sculpture out. So I wanted to come on in and add in my twist about the kettlebell, and I wanted you to add in yours as well, because I know I made you a true believer. True believer. Made you a true believer into the kettlebell. So how many
Mhm.
reps do you do with your kettlebell?
Two. I'm working my way to three, but two. No, three. I do three.
You talking about 3 sets. You do more than 3 reps. Because we do about 45 with each other.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I'm like, wait, what?
Yes,
I
like
do
you.
one rep. I do one rep, but I do 4 or 5 sets, right?
Yeah, you do 10 reps, 4 or 5 sets. That's 50.
Yeah, I'm still working on the writing everything down part.
Like,
But
that's
yeah,
okay.
you're right.
Because that's why you got the trainer, so that way I
Yeah,
keep track on
you
all of
count.
that. So, and that's why
Yeah.
I'm glad that we brought it right on back to the Self Warrior Talk. Can you let the people know how does it feel to have a personal trainer and the benefits on it?
Okay, so when you're obese, when they say you obese, you go to the doctor and they say you obese. The first thing you need to do is get a trainer because you need somebody to remind you to work out. You need sometimes, it's not all about, oh, I can do it myself. No, you need somebody there. It makes a lot of difference.
Yes, yes,
And especially if you get the right trainer.
yes, it does. Especially you get the right trainer. And we know exactly the levels of where we was at when we was on that scale of obesity.
Hmm.
Like a lot of people
Hmm.
don't like to talk about it, and some people shy out about being obese. I love me.
Well,
I
it's a
love
lot of obese people out there, so I feel like they shouldn't be ashamed
not
because it's a lot of people that's
right.
obese.
And
So,
and like
you got to start
hold,
somewhere.
and I say hold your weight. Like
There you
hold your
go.
weight. Like that's what I'm saying. Hold your weight. I loved it me. I loved it me at 275. I love me at 250. I love me at 300. When I topped at 300, I loved it me. Like
Mhm.
I got dressed. I embraced myself. I didn't understood where I needed to be at a different level. I need to get back down. But in that space and mindset, I loved it me. Like I wanted more for me because I was
Mhm.
in a space on where I was nurturing my son. Like I was eating all the food groups that I needed to produce milk so that way I could feed my kid. And then on top of that, I slipped into enjoyment. Let's keep it real. I enjoyed. I over enjoyed. I enjoyed laying down. I enjoyed eating. I enjoyed like all the things that kept me where I was at. I enjoyed it until life hit me. Like it's a
Mhm.
lifestyle until life really hit me and I had to make a choice. Me and husband was talking last night about that and he was like, babe, he finally looked at my YouTube. Let's keep it real. And my video, he was like, you're doing a great thing, right? And I'm like, oh, thank you. Even though I've been recording for years up here, like, I appreciate you tapping on in, Big Daddy. Like, that's what I call him. And he was like, yeah, you're doing a good thing. He was like, you made a choice. And in my head, I'm like, I ain't made no choice. I had to do this. Like, I had to. He was like, no, you didn't have to. You made a choice when you inadvertently did something different than what your everyday was. You made a choice. And it opened up, and I'm like, you're right. You have to make that choice. What life
Mhm.
gives you is what it is. We have to create another life for ourselves. We have to give ourselves these other things. And I so love it. Like, and I'm glad that you was here with me to share out this space within the Self Warrior. Is there anything that you want, any tips you want to leave with anybody with beginning again or just starting?
Just starting, just know that you're worth it, you know. Take a chance on yourself and always make healthy choices. Healthy choices come first. And consistency. Healthy choices plus consistency. You got it.
You got it. You can't lose it, right?
Yeah.